Hi there, Ryan here. This will be my first day on my excursion. Today is my birthday, August 23rd. I turn a young 49 years old today, and I kind of wanted to do something for my 50th birthday, and I don't know how this idea got in my head, but I wanted to accomplish something, like have a feeling of accomplishment. So today I'm going to start my journey of completing the Wisconsin Ice Age Trail. The Ice Age Trail is over 1,000 miles and it winds all through the state of Wisconsin. I unfortunately don't have the time to do a through hike right now until maybe a couple years till retirement. But I plan on doing segments today. I plan on doing a pretty good chunk. I'm going to be doing a little bit of mixing of hiking and biking. So I don't know if that's going to put an asterisk on me if I'll be a 1,000-mile club or not. But the Ice Age Trail has a lot of connecting portions where there are roads and stuff like that. And I'd much rather have my bike. It also has bikeable trails on it. So I'd rather have my bike for those. I've given myself a year, so before I turn 50, I'm going to complete the trail in entirety. Where I live in Fond du Lac is pretty centrally located for a lot of the portions of the trail, and it's going to be hard to get to the portions out west where I might be doing overnight stays and overnight hikes and stuff. My hiking knowledge is not great. Probably talk about that maybe along the way as we go here. I'm just going to talk about today. So today I'm going to start over west of Manitowoc in an area called Tish Mills. So I'm going to drop a bike and walk one of the two Tish Mills segments. I'm going to get on my bike and do the connecting route to the Kewaunee River segment, which is also bikeable. That hooks up with the Anahappy, I hope that's how it's pronounced, the Anahappy Trail, and I'm going to take that all the way. It goes through Kewaunee, then Algoma, and then all the way up to Sturgeon Bay, where the Ice Age Trail, what they call the eastern terminus, or one of the end routes of the Ice Age Trail exists. I'm actually going to meet my family up at the Potawatomi State Park, and we're going to hike the last segment of that portion. So my goal is to hit that eastern terminus rock that shows that. We don't have to hike back to the entrance of the Potawatomi, and that'll be my day. So 49 years young today. I want to show I still have it. I do have a pretty decent history in biking. However, this year has not been great. I just have not been on it this year. Hiking, I have had some other excursions before, but this will just be a day hike today. I imagine that it should go pretty well since we'll be in my wheel well of biking. But that was something to do, and we'll see. We'll see how it goes, but this will be day one. I hope if you're out there and care and want to see my exploits, hope you guys are following along. Hopefully I'll just do one more or a couple more check-ins for today to let you guys know how it went on the Ice Age Trail. Alright, see you then. As I'm driving around here, I'm kind of realizing this trip I prepared for a long time for. I've already forgotten a couple things. One thing is headphones when I'm riding. There's probably about 65 miles of bike riding today, so I'll be doing that without headphones, which is the hiking part I don't mind without headphones, but it's nice to kind of get those areas away and bring gloves either for biking, which neither of those things are 100% necessary, but they do make things go a little bit easier. Usually I'm in my car. I'm in my daughter's car today. Just logistically it was going to work out better, but I would have had probably backups of at least the headphones in there, but still soldiering on, not a big deal. Today I'll be dropping a bike at the north end of the Tish Mills North Trail. There's two trails, and then north end to, and I'm gonna have significant gear on there. I won't have anything of value, but I'll have water bottles and things of that nature on that bike, and that could ruin a trip pretty quick if you get to your bike and you find things missing off of it, or the bike missing. It'll definitely be locked up and everything, but all those things are factors that can make this trip a little interesting. But it's only like just over a mile, the trail, so I won't be gone from my bike long. However, this is set up for future trails where I plan on biking or dropping a bike and doing longer bike or hikes and then biking back to my car. That's the logistical problem of the Ice Age Trail, because you're hiking long distances, and how do you get back to your vehicle? The Ice Age Trail has these things called trail angels that you can contact, and they'll actually give you rides for different segments of the trail. Me being me, I don't know if I'm going to do that. I would like to do it once and see how it works. I should probably do it earlier than later, because if it's something that's awesome that I want to utilize, and I'd like to keep doing that. But we'll see. We'll see as the journey goes. I'll just keep it on, still journeying to my destination here. So we'll see if I forgot anything else along the way. That's why I'm fully kitted out today. It's gonna be weird to hike in like bike shorts and stuff like that, but there's just a very large, significant portion of biking today. So I figured I'd be comfortable on the bike. For the last bit of the hike, I have a change of clothes that my family will be bringing me, hopefully. See ya. Alright, just started my quest here. Didn't know what this was, but I wore tennis shoes today. I'm already sopping wet. This trail is a little rugged. I don't know if you can see, so arrow points that way, and somewhere through there is the Ice Age Trail. So we're gonna get a little wet today. So we'll see how that goes. Almost like someone setting wild parsnip traps on this trail, so it'll be interesting. I would suggest, if you're doing this, wear long pants, or as most people call them, pants, because all pants are long, on this trail. Lots of wild parsnip. If you ever wanted to open a wild parsnip factory, I would consider this area, Tish Mills. Seems to have an abundant supply. This is the kind of hike that you go on, and if you went with like someone that was their first time hiking, it would be their last hike. There's a trail in there somewhere. Just gotta kind of find it. Yeah, she's a wet and wild one. So I don't know if I'm going to develop a rating scale on these Ice Age segments as they go, but right now, not the biggest fan. Not the biggest fan. I will say, just starting out, these are super nice, because when you can't find the trail and you see these, a little reassurance makes a person feel kind of good about themselves. All right, Tish Mills North. If you enjoy being soaking wet, wading through tall grass, trying to find a trail, and getting stung every once in a while by wild parsnips, I would strongly recommend this trail. However, it's a little rugged, so I'm gonna give the actual trail. I had good footing, so I don't have muddy shoes, so that's good. So they're wet, but they are not muddy. So I'll give the actual trail, like the quality of the trail, like about a 7. I'll give the grooming of the trail like a 2 out of 10. This is a 10 scale. And I'll give the adventure high. The adventure was high, so I'll give that about a 7. And I'm gonna rate this segment. This is the first segment I rated. maybe like, I'm gonna put it right with that grooming standard. I'll give it about a 2. So not a great start, but hey, we got a lot of trail to go, and I'm gonna be doing the connecting route on my good old bicycle, so hopefully I can dry out my feet. Here's my feet, they're wet. You can see leg here, wet feet. All right, see you soon. All right, it's a good up the nose shot on the bike, and we got a good north wind, so we're gonna have a slow pace and just survive the bike today. Already made one wrong turn, so that's gonna be a lot of stopping and whatnot. Kind of trying to work 2 maps, but we're on pace. We're moving north, trying to make to the Kewaunee River start of that bikeable path. We're on the road now. It's not very exciting. I think I can show you some of it, maybe. Nope, I guess you just see my bike. You're gonna see the back of my holder. I got about 20 miles of road here. So to add a list of my things that I forgot, I didn't want to leave my Garmin on my bike so someone could yank it. So I left it in my car. So the good news is the Garmin's nice and safe. The bad news is at some point my phones are gonna run out of power, I'm gonna guess today, so something to keep in mind. All right. So I got about 8 miles of my 20 before I hit the next segment, and this wind is really kicking. I'm in going uphill right now, so it's not as bad. Figured you could hear me then, but probably averaging like 14, and I thought I'd be averaging around 17, taking it easy. So it's gonna be an interesting day. Now we got a pretty little barn here. Kind of a weird story is remind me, I was biking with my neighbors, and I'm making fun of her for looking at the scenery and pointing out pretty little barns like that one. And so I was always looking for him. And I think as I get older, I'm looking for pretty little barns now. Alright, and about mile 17, going up the biggest hill I've had so far. Well, the wind has been pretty dominant. I've been kicking my butt, bring my average way down. So, it's all about the challenge though. This is a good hill. It's the first one really, where I really had to gear down and drive for a little bit here. I'm almost to the Kewaunee though. See you then. Kind of realized a couple things. Number one, I didn't grade that last trail segment, but it's a connecting trail, and probably not safe to grade them. It sucked. It was just road. And I think there was maybe one pretty barn, and that was about it. I'm kind of glad that I chose to do this with the biking to connecting routes, if they're all like that. Not to mention the incredible wind as well. So back on pace here. This is kind of more of what I signed up for. Alright, so I'm kind of a dumbass. There was an intersection of 3 trails back there, and I took one that went east. I thought that was the right one, and apparently I needed to go south for the Kewaunee trail. So now I'm going to Algoma. So I'm going to miss a segment, unfortunately. So at some point I'll have to come back and grab that one. But it is what it is at this point. I have to meet people, so can't really turn back. So, alright, so interesting trip so far. I'm taking a side trip here to Algoma to this lovely establishment. I've been here before. try the Bloody Marys. They're ginormous, but I will not be tackling one of those, I don't think. Anyway, I'm getting a pickup. I had to skip some, and then we're gonna head to Potawatomi and actually do the hike. So went the wrong way on the Anahapi. So I guess I'll have to come back to this area, and maybe I will have one of them ginormous Bloody Marys at this place. Yep, the Ice Age Trail's pretty difficult. So eastern terminus of the Ice Age Trail. Beautiful overlook here, as you can see. Old ski hill, I guess. Luckily those aren't the Ice Age trails that go. Here we are at Potawatomi State Park doing the eastern terminus portion of the Ice Age Trail. We did the tower, and just how things have been going today, not gone as planned. I was going to drop my bike way down at the end of the trail, and the road is closed. So we're going to be doing a shortened version of the hike. It's also a very rugged trail, so let's probably trip while I'm doing this. Trying to look down and do this at the same time. But I do have dry shoes on now and change of clothes, so that's good. And yeah, we're almost there. Oh, my family's with me. There they are. A lot went wrong today, but made it through because I have to come back and finish off all the unmarked routes. I learned a lot. That's all you can hope for. Be moving on.